Carrying on into the next questions here, we have medium questions. Let's start with this one here. We have 1/5 times with 2 1/3. We have to show it that equal to this. So first of all, we cannot multiply without having them in the improper form. Therefore, we need to change them into improper forms. So we have 1/5. Okay, times it with 2 and 1/3. We need to change them into improper forms first. So here what we're gonna do, we're gonna multiply this, and we're gonna have a result, and we're gonna add this, and so on and so forth for both sides. Let's start with the first side. So the denominator ultimately here is 5, and there's gonna be obviously 3. We cannot change that, but what we're gonna be getting is the numerator. So 5 times 1 is gonna be 5, and 5 plus 1 is gonna be 6. Here we go. And 3 times 2 is gonna be 6, and 6 plus 1 is gonna be 7. And 6 times 7, guys, it is indeed 42. And 3 times it with 5, guys, it is gonna be 15. And my answer would be 42/15. But the question asked me to put it in this form, in a mixed number form. So what we're gonna be doing here, we're gonna be trying to change it into an improper form. All right, so we're gonna be dealing with here we're gonna be dividing this by 3, and this also by 3. Okay, and when we do that, this will be 14. The upper part and the lower part is going to be 5. So we have 14/5. Now we can change it into the mixed number form. We're going to do long division, 5 here and 14 there. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 5 is 10. Subtract, we're going to have here 4. So my answer is 4/5. And indeed it is. So that's the answer. We have another one here, also the same thing, the same principle, guys, but this time we're going to subtract, and we're going to have them make the denominator the same because it's subtraction. So there is an additional step here, but ultimately the same thing when it comes to changing them into the improper form. So we're going to have here 2 and 7/15 minus, we have here 1 and 2/3, and we're going to be showing it in this form. So the end is going to be proper form. Let's see. So we have here 15. We have there 3. Ultimately, we're going to be adding here, multiplying first and then adding. 15 times 2 is going to be 30. 30 plus 7 is 37. 3 times 1 is 3. And plus 2 is going to be 5. And we cannot make this the same. And we do have to make the denominator the same here, because the denominators aren't the same here. So we're going to have to multiply this by 5 and simply by this by 5 as well, because it is making them balance and everything. So we have 37 there, 15 below. Subtract, we're gonna have be here 25 over 15. And when you do 37 minus 25 over 15, the answer obviously is gonna be 12/15. And if you would like it to become in different form here, because they have the same common factor 3, so we're going to divide both sides by 3, and it becomes 4/5, which is what the question asked me to show it as. So the answer is 4/5. And this such question usually gets 3 marks. Let's go to the next one. Show that this is equal to that. Guys, I'm not going to be doing this because we already went through it. We're going to change this, try it yourself. We're going to change this into the improper form, and this also into the improper form, and we make the denominator the same, and after that, and only then, we can we can add. And to make that denominator the same, we're going to be having the common denominator 28, right? Because 4 times 7 is 28, so multiply this by 7, and this by 4, and so on and so forth. Make the common denominator 28. Make sure to do that, guys. Okay, so try to do this. If you have questions, you know where to find me. Okay, let's go. So let's solve this one here. We have this in the division form. We haven't done this in past paper questions yet, so we're gonna be doing it now. Well, we have, of course, we have a mixed number form. We have proper, and we need to change the mixed number form into improper. Simple as that, like always. So we're gonna be having this 5 times with 1 plus. So 5 here is common. 5 plus 1, 6. Divided by 3/4. We cannot divide. we change it into multiplication. We leave the prior fraction as it is, but we're gonna have to show this in the reciprocal form. Flipping over 4 over 3. Now you multiply 24 over 15. And the question asked me to show it in this form. So I'm going to be dividing this by a number, which is going to be 3. And this is by 3, right? So what is the number I multiply that 3 times 24 is going to be obviously 8. And 8 over what? Over 5. We haven't done yet because 5 here, 8 there. And the nearest is 1. 1 times it with 5 is 5. Subtract 3. So my answer is 1 and 3 over 5. Is that what the question is asking me to find? Yes, indeed. It's 1 and 3 over 5. Simple, easy, fantastic. We're going to be doing the same like first question. So it's easy. This one is very easy. This, we have to change this into improper and improper. Then change this into multiplication and flip over the other fraction and do the other steps. Similarly here with like the one first question we've done. Change this into improper and this into improper and then multiply without making the same denominator. You only make the same denominators or alike denominators when you are dealing with addition or subtraction. Since you are dealing with multiplication or division, we don't have to do that. Similarly with this one, okay, and that one we already know how to solve these in general. Okay, let's go. Also that. Try these, guys. Try these. Okay, if you have problems, then we can solve them together. Okay, so let's go through this one. It's true number 11. Okay, what we have here, number 11. Circle the number number halfway between 7 over 12. Okay, relax, man. And I think first of all, we cannot decide which numbers have between these two without having the same denominators. So 7 over 12, since it has the bigger denominator, we're going to leave it as it is. We're going to be changing 4 into 12. So it's going to be, now it's going to be 4 times 4. We're going to multiply the, by the way, you're going to have to rewrite everything when you are doing the exam. I'm just making this fast. But of course, you're going to have here to write 3 over 4. And then like multiplying the 4 by 3 to make it 12, and whatever you do down, you do up. So the answer is going to be here 9 over 12. And we are searching for a number halfway between them. Halfway between them, what's before 9? It's going to be 8, 12, and that's it, 8 over 12. So which of these is equal to 8 over 12, okay? So we're going to have to simplify this. Divide this by what? By 4, and this by 4. If you do that, this becomes 2 over 3. Which of these is of 2 over 3? That's it. Simple, easy, fantastic. In a school trip, right? In a school, 2/3 of the students study a language. Okay. Of those students who study a language, okay, which are the 2/3, 2/5 study Spanish. Of. Keyword. Find the ratio of the students who study Spanish and to the students who do not study Spanish. Okay. First of all, think of how we're going to be getting the students who are studying Spanish. We know one key point that studying Spanish, okay, there are 2/5 of 2/3. So that means, what that means, 2 over 5 of 2/3, it means multiplication. So 2 over 5 times it with 2 over 3, which is going to be 4 over 15. So 4 over 15 people, they study Spanish. And if you take 1, which is the whole people studying, like the whole number of people studying languages in general, subtract by 4 over 15, you will get what, guys? You will get what? You will get the rest of 15, which is going to be 11. 11 over 15. So the ratio that we should write here in this case is what? Is 4 to 11. 4 students studying Spanish to what? To 11 students who are studying everything except for Spanish, the rest. So, or also you can write in this form, 4 over 15 to 11 over 15. And the order matters here because the question was the students who study Spanish to the students who do not study Spanish. So students study Spanish to not studying Spanish. Okay? And these together are for all the languages. Not studying Spanish, studying Spanish, and so on and so forth. Here you go. You can write in this form and that form. Simple, easy, fantastic. Okay? This was the very first part. I'm going to be doing the next part, inshallah, later on.